You sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure.
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Ready to do it?
Let's go.
Okay. Let me get my excited face on. Oh, that was like serial killer face. Like, wow. Good day, everyone, and welcome to Saturday's Car Stereo Talk here in lovely Clearwater, Florida. We are your hosts. This is Fernando, aka
Hi,
the
guys.
Gangster of Love. I am Dean. Welcome to the show.
Gangster of Love.
Some people call me Maurice. It's a song. Some people know. They'll know what it is. They'll know what it is.
You know what it is.
Brad's over there going, heck yeah, man. I like that. Speaking of Brad, I just found out Brad's going to make an appearance on the show in February.
I'm excited.
I know, right?
I'm excited. That's going to be nice.
Too. So everyone that's like, you guys talk about Brad all the time. Who's this Brad character? And that's Ken. What's up, Ken? This is Brad. You know, Brad, what's happening? So the Bearded Wonder will be here in February.
He's going to fly.
Yeah, he's flying. I am. You are. You didn't know that, but you are. You're going to be here Monday. We're going to do a Monday show.
So he doesn't know, but he's going to be here.
He just found out. Yeah. He's going to be like, Brian, what am I doing? Yeah, it's okay, man. It's okay. It's the joy of being the boss. People just tell you what to do. No, Brad's coming in. It's going to be fantastic. We have a product announcement that day. Oh, it's going to be
fantastic.
So fun. Yeah, I know. Plus, we all get to meet Brad. And then we'll go out to Hooters afterwards and have chicken wings and french fries.
Oh, and Buffalo
Shrimp. Yes. The original Hooters. OG. Yeah. Good stuff. Anyways, I better get my ticket. Yeah, you better. So the reason why Brad is going to be here is they're going to be doing the Florida Expo show. So if anybody is in Florida and specifically the Tampa Bay area around February 20th, 21st, 22nd, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
Florida Expo Center is going to have a home. It's like the Florida Expo or some stuff like that. Anyways, they're going to be doing a home audio show as well as a car audio show. So it's a twofer.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to be able to be there because I have to be in Orlando that weekend with Haley. So she's really killing my groove here. But anyways, that's coming up, and Brian will have his car there. So if you're in anywhere near Tampa in February, and you want to hear the car, Brian's car, that'll be a great place to do it. Otherwise, you can hear it. You know, if anyone going to this little thing,
February the 21st to the 23rd.
There you go.
In Tampa.
You got to get a better screensaver. That thing's so annoying. But if you'd also like to see,
I can't even see myself.
I know. It's isn't it bad?
It is.
If there's also another opportunity, which is
what is that?
Master Tech Expo, 60 days, 8 minutes, 55. Oh my gosh, it's coming 8. Oh, it's so fast. There again, 2 price ranges. If you just want to check out the expo portion itself, you can. If you want to get your learn on, you can do that as well. So if you're in Mesa, Arizona, March 20th through the 23rd, come out, join us, buy some tickets, have a good time, hear dozens of cars. A dozen cars?
No, this is going to be the place where it's going to host the biggest competition for car audio.
The build-off?
Wiring.
Oh, Clean Wire Challenge.
Right here.
Yeah, Clean Wire Challenge for sure.
Boom. So you can see these guys like fighting right there. Like, give me that. No, they don't fight, but like
they might.
They might. Definitely get into it. So
yeah, no, they might.
Master Tech.
Sure. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Can't wait. This segment of the show is brought to you by the fine folks at Audio Control. That's right. Audio Control has two brand new lines of products.
Yeah.
You have this guy right here, which is the Epic series. This is the Epic 2000. Really? Yeah, and unlike previous audio control amplifiers, this one is capable of doing 1 ohm. One of the unique features of this is this little plug, like right here.
Where?
Right there. That plug right there. That is the power output to power up your Epicenter. If you head over to stingeroffroad.com right now, and if you're a new member, you can get a discount in buying your combination Epic Series amplifier with Epicenter add-on, all in one box, shipped to your house, and all exciting. Hola, El Fernandez. How
Hey,
are you?
man.
So,
How
anyways,
are you?
head over to audiocontrol.com and or stingeroffroad.com if you'd like to buy it, or hit up your local retailer. Fantastic. If you guys have questions, please get those in, and we'll start. We're gonna go. I'm gonna click on this one.
Yeah,
And
go
for
ahead.
all of you that typed in hello, and welcome to the show. For those of you that only watched the Saturday show, sorry we did not make it on last week. We had every intention of doing it. However, apparently nobody else did. So it's about 8:30 when we left here, and it just the day sucked. So we're sorry, but we're back. Question: would you trust the amp at half ohm to last? It is warranted, but still that's okay. So let's look at this from an engineering point of view. If you build an amplifier that's capable, if you build a reputable amplifier that's capable of playing a 1 ohm, as long as your voltage is appropriate to power said 1 ohm amplifier, there should be no reason why the amplifier cannot do what it's required to do. Now, if the amplifier is rated for 1 ohm and you're trying to run it at half ohm, and that's probably not going to last. But if you have a half ohm amplifier that's designed to work in a given amount of amperage / voltage, and you provide it that, there's no reason why the amplifier won't last. Okay, because the amplifier doesn't care. The amplifier is just like a kid. It needs certain things. It needs food, it needs sleep, and it needs to go poo. That's it. As long as you provide it with all of those things, your amplifier will last a very long time. The problem is most people don't do that. They buy an amplifier that is way too big for their car, and then they ask it to do something that it's not capable of doing, like functioning. So you'll run it at a half ohm at like 12 and a half, 13 and a quarter volts.
Yeah.
And well, no, the amplifier is just like, screw you, I'm out of here.
So, for example, like you talk about those amplifiers, even if they say on the box, you can run at a half ohm.
Yeah. So then again, it depends on the amplifier mix. So when you look at like a kicker amplifier, okay, that has a boost power supply that is capable of playing down to 9 volts, 8.5 volts.
Eight
Okay, so what it does is it regulates the power supply.
Yeah.
So when it sees you playing at 10 volts all day long, it says, okay, so this is what we're going to do. I get it. That's cool. So it lowers the amount of amperage consumption, and it'll just keep playing at 10 volts. It's also going to lower the amount of wattage output it does.
Right. So you're not getting the same.
No, so you bought an 18 or a 2400 watt amplifier, and it's like you might be getting 1,000 watts out of it, but you feel good because it never cut off. So, and it's not going to, and there again, if as long as it's a smart amplifier, you won't know any difference.
Fair enough.
Good question, though.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Bobby. Hey, guys.
Hey.
Couple questions. Couple, not one. Couple.
That's good.
That means 2. Or is couple 3? Few is 2, couple is 3? Couple is 3.
I think. No.
Couple is 2, few is 3?
I think couple is 2.
Couple is 2.
Few is 3.
Few is 3? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's got 2 questions. What would you recommend for crossover frequencies for 1-inch silk dome tweeters? No FS rating given, unfortunately. Also, do you reverse polarity on one side of the mid bass? Okay. Fantastic question. And yes, couple apparently is 2. 2 questions. First off, if you don't have the FS and you have no way to get the FS, then a safe number is 3,200. Okay, that's just a really safe number. It's 3,200 hertz, okay. 3.2K. Safe, all right? If it's Focal, 5,000. Anyways, now, the question of do we reverse polarity on the mid-bass, this comes down to what crossover topology we are using. Are we using 12 dB Butterworth, or are we using 24 dB Linkwitz-Riley? Now, if we have the option to use 24 dB Linkwitz-Riley, then no, we don't have to do that because that'll take care of any phasing problems between the 2 crossover points. So we call that 32 high, 32 low. At 24 dB, it removes the dip and or bump that you'll get at said frequency. However, if it is going to be a 12 dB Butterworth, then I would probably flip the tweeters out of polarity because more than likely you have a subwoofer that is in polarity and or possibly a rear mid bass that will be in polarity. So flipping the tweeter makes a lot more sense. Really what you don't want to do is have 2 speakers playing similar frequencies and have one of them out of polarity. So let's say you had a coaxial in the rear. The tweeter is very directional, so that's not going to care. But it's a mid bass, You're going to hear it. If you have a mid bass in the front door, you want to make sure both of those are the same polarity. You can flip the tweeter, and that's not going to interfere. Like, you're not going to have a problem with that in the rear. And that will put them back in and remove the dip, and everything will work out like a champ. Okay, so that's why you would flip the tweeter. That's old school reversing the mid bass polarity. Yes, that's still cross the streams.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you could cross the streams, but you're gonna end up with marshmallow on you.
Yeah.
Hola. Okay, I hate days that go out like that. I hate days that go out like that too. I hate days that just don't ever feel like they're gonna end. Last week was those days. Last week sucked. This week wasn't too bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't too bad. I had some guy want to cry in their front seat because they just absolutely love the way their cars sound. So I mean, that's a positive, right?
I guess. I mean, they crying because of happiness, or
tears of joy
because they just pay a lot of money for it.
No, he didn't. I mean, no, it was very reasonably priced, and he was very happy. And
that's good.
I mean, literally heard it. He goes, "Oh my God, I want to cry." And I was like, "Please don't." Hey guys,
what up?
Haven't caught the show in a while. What is today's talk about? I honestly don't know. We just kind of let it happen. But what's going on, Big Jeff? I hope you're doing well. Hope things are good with you. Hope your health you look healthy. I've been seeing you on the show. You're looking good. So that's a positive. So stay healthy, my man.
All right.
I have audio control 6x9 components and a set of 3.5-inch coaxials. Oh. Should I configure the front stage in my 2016 4Runner? What speakers in A-pillar versus dash? I have two 200-watt 4x50. Okay, so I have 6x9 components and 3.5-inch coaxials in a Toyota. So this is one of those weird combinations that it's like, I mean, typically in a Toyota, it's going to have a coaxial in the dash and a 6x9 in the door, right? So like if we were doing this, we would magically make the tweeter just disappear. The tweeter, where'd it go? I don't know. It disappeared. Didn't see it anywhere. And we'd run the 3.5s and tweeters as our channels 1 through 4, and then the 6x9 would be our mid bass. And you could conceivably do that with two 200-watt 4-channel amplifiers. You could run one 4-channel to the 3.5s, and you could bridge your others to the 6x9 inch mid bass, right?
Now the 4Runner has the tweeter.
So it depends whether it's a JBL system or not. But
right.
a 4Runner never has a tweeter.
No, it's always a mid range.
So I would do the 3.5-inch coaxial and dash. Put the because 200 by 2 watts plus 4x50. So I put the 4x50 on the 3.5s, bi-amp them. There again, you have to have a DSP or something with a good crossover, otherwise it doesn't work. That sucks. And then I put the 2x200 on my mid bass, just the 6x9s, because that would be, no tweeter.
No tweeter
left behind. Lose the extra tweeter. Yeah. So I would lose the tweeter.
No, man. Sometimes you can't help them. You just gotta let them go.
I would just lose the tweeter.
I would be like, I want to help you, but I don't.
Wow, dude! Look at this. Look at this. Way to go, Jeff.
80. Wow.
80 pounds. Damn, man.
Good for you,
Keep
man.
up rocking.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a lot, man.
That's a lot of work.
That's fantastic.
That is awesome, man. Congratulations. Stay healthy. That is.
Is there any way you can transfer that for me so I can I want to be bigger.
Just drink milk. That's what you said, right?
But that's what Arnold say. We just to drink milk all the time.
Just drink milk.
I
don't think that's what he said, but
he said that.
Okay. Focal K2 3-way up front. Is there any difference in sound if I go Mosconi Pro 430 versus Pro 830? Okay, so it's a 3-way set. So the Mosconi 430 is only going to have 4 channels versus a Pro 830, which is 8 channels. So, all right. So this is one of those. Okay. Here's the thing. All right. So the 830 is a AB class amplifier. All right. So, and it's right there.
Yeah.
Looking sexy as can be. And this is a 430. They're identically the same size. Now, an 830 is what we call an 8 to 12, meaning it has 8 channels of DSP. I'm sorry, it has 8 channels of power and 12 channels of DSP. It's staggered power, meaning it has 4 high power channels and 4 lesser power channels. Easy way to think of it. But they're all AB class. A 430 has 2 AAB class channels, 1 and 2, and it has 2 AB class channels, 3 and 4. And so the 430 is specifically designed to run a mid-range and a tweeter. That's it. Okay, that's really what it's designed to do. So an 830 is AB. It's designed to run anything. So if you have a three-way set, the 430, you would still need an amplifier and a DSP to power your mid bass. Now they do make a 2 AAB, it's a 210 AAB, which is like 250 watts by 2, which could power mid bass. I don't know if you want to do that. It seems kind of silly, but you could. And then you could have, that, or you just take the 830 AB class, which is more than enough. I mean, and you take two of the high power channels and put them on the mid bass, probably take two of the high power channels, put them on the mid range, and then put one of the lesser power channels on the tweeter. And then if you want to do rear fill, or if you want to bridge it to a subwoofer, or any combination you want to use the 8 channels that are in there. Now, if the question is, am I going to hear a difference between the AAB / the AB? The question I would ask to answer this would be, how are you planning to play it for volume? Because the why it's called an AAB is that it starts out as an A class up to a point, and then it slides, as Nick likes to say, up to a B class. So at higher volumes, which is where a lot of us like to play it, you would not notice a difference because it's no longer biased A, it is now more biased AB. So in that case, it'll sound identical to an 830. So if you're a high volume player, just go with the 830. Fair? Does that feel like I tick all the boxes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like I ticked them a lot. And speaking of
clicking boxes,
make sure I get this right.
Did you load the box?
Now, for some of us, we like small amplifiers. We like them tiny. We like them cute. And we like them compact. If that's something that you might like, Mosconi has you covered. The Mosconi Pico line has been redesigned. It is now black. It has dip switches instead of jumpers. It's fantastic. They introduced the 8 to 10 or 4. The new amplifier that's coming out is the 4 to 8. I'm really anxious to see where this amplifier is going to play price point wise, because to me, I feel it's designed for us. Yeah. Because a 4-channel amplifier with 8-channel DSP, I really only need 6, but 8 is cool because if we ever decide to do rear, we can. But that front stage upgrade, 4 channels.
Oh, fantastic.
And then put a P300 or the new downfiring kicker enclosure on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's, to me, it's like key, but not because I can fully go crazy on it. And it's a ton of power. So if you're interested in something like I said, head over to focal-america.com. If you'd like to know more about the Pico line of amplifiers, head over to gladen.com where you can dig deep into it. Thank you for being a sponsor of the show. El Fernandez is being super cool.
Have
lunch on me Monday, guys.
Thank you. Hey.
Have a Coke and a smile.
Thank you so much, my friend.
That was fantastic. Thank you. Okay. Do you both believe in AB amplifiers still or not worth the money? Okay. Jeff, this is a fantastic question. And it really comes down to the manufacturer of said ABD amplifier. Because I think what has happened is there are some inexpensive amplifiers out there that claim that they're AB class amplifiers, which they are. Mm-hmm. And they're like, it's an AB class. And they're just really waving that flag because that's all they got, right?
Well, I mean, it's an AB. Sure.
Right. And they don't know how to make a really nice class D amplifier.
The components.
Right.
Yeah. So,
there are some really high-end Class D amplifiers out there.
That sound really good.
That, like Arc Audio has those.
Yeah.
I would challenge anyone to tell me that they can hear a difference between that Class D amplifier and a Class AB amplifier. Cool. I guarantee you that Class D amplifier will outperform all of these inexpensive AB class amplifiers without a doubt. Mm-hmm. It would destroy them. And everyone would be like, no, that's the Class AB. You'd be like, no, that's actually the Class D. Haha. So part of it is marketing. I still feel like some of it is marketing because it's a way for a company that doesn't have the budget or doesn't have the development skill. Let's just call it that because it's not always budget.
Right.
To build an amplifier that's competitive and try to be high end. it's like, ours is AB. Now, when you look at Mosconi, the price points quickly tell you that no, yeah, we ain't playing those games. Our amplifiers, we've built an amazing amplifier.
Definitely our class AB. Yeah.
So, I is it worth the money? That always comes. Like, I just literally had this conversation with the guy I was talking to that was in the showroom, because he was like, he asked me the same question: is it worth the money? Because he was like, how much is a 430? And I was like, this, and he goes, oh. I said, yeah. I said, he goes, that's not what I'm looking for. And I said, exactly, it's not what you're looking for. So it is not my job to decide what is in budget for you. You have to decide where value is in your life, what you value, what you expect, what performance you're hoping to get. And this is why Kia sells cars. Do you want a Kia or a Toyota? It depends. Are you keeping the car for 10 years? You might want a Toyota. It's just, where do you see the value in something?
I think that's what it ended up. Right. Like, if you see the value, like, dude, I totally love that amplifier.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I have few amplifiers that I put in my car, and as soon as I listened this thing, I was like, holy moly, this one sounds really good.
It's definitely
definitely
best. Yeah.
Definitely. So I still keep my AB.
He's so bougie.
I know.
I sent the same question to 5-star Facebook account and email. I want some of that Mosconi Pro AB goodness. I either want the 430 and the 830 for the front and rear stage, with a 110 for the rear sub, or
I really
want is two 430s for the front stage and a 410
and a 110 for the rear stage and rear sub. I have 8 channels in the front stage, 3-way JLC 7s in the pillars and doors, and focal 3 M's.
Yeah. So I think really what you'd probably want to look at is standalone DSP. So I would probably recommend the 830 isn't the solution for this. Now, keep in mind, a 430 is only made to run a mid-range and a tweeter. Is not made to run mid-bass, okay? It's not made to do that, all right? So put that out of your head. The 430 is not made to run mid-bass. So, Ada, love it.
That's not for us.
That's not for us. But anyways, I would probably look at the standalone DSP, the 8 to 12 aerospace.
All right, so would you do a 430 tweed and mid, a 210 for the mid bass?
Yeah.
Another 210 for the rears, and the 110 for the subs?
You could also do a 230 for the mid bass.
Yeah.
Because you got Utopias, right?
No, he has C7s. It's fine.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. 210. Well, you can do the 210 AB, which I think the 210 AB is designed around running a mid bass. But yeah, so.
And I'm pretty sure, you would check the email.
See you next time, El Fernandez.
Thank you so much, brother.
I don't check that email. That's Paul's. Paul's job.
He's gonna tell you, hey, look at his email.
Yeah, understand.
But no, I mean, that's a fantastic
system.
That's
right. It's a 3-wheel C7 in the 8-pillar doors. Okay, Focal M3, 3.5 inch in the factory.
Yeah.
Attached. Yeah. So, probably 410s, 110. Not a 430 unless you're just, like I said, it's only designed to run a mid and a tweet.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. Ooh, Sprite kicking in.
That was not good.
I think it felt fine.
Okay.
Felt fine. 2019 Genesis G7 Premium Lexicon 5-speaker system. I would like to install a set of 3-way 6.5 mid-bass Focal flax on the doors. I would like to run the system active with a Helix V12. Any suggestions?
15 speakers.
Yeah, it's 15 speaker
it's
Lexicon.
A Lexicon.
Yeah, 15 speakers. All right, so here's the generic answer for this. You have to, it's a Lexicon system, and I don't think anybody makes an interface for this car. So everything is going to be a speaker for wire connection. The thing you have to keep in mind is how much power the V12 has per channel compared to how much power you currently have in the vehicle.
Okay.
The V12, the Helix definitely has enough computing power to deal with some of the problems you're going to run into, but it's an lexicon system. So really the only thing you're going to be doing is equalization. It is going to be a fun one. That is for sure. There's only so much you're going to be able to do as far as that goes. Because you're not going to increase the time limit. Time limit is already done. So it's just more or less trying to keep everything in phase by minimizing the EQ you're doing.
And more power.
And hoping that the V12 has enough power to give what you're looking for. It probably is, because Focal Flax are a really efficient speaker and they don't need 1,000,000 watts to get loud. But you're going to need all the inputs you can get. You also have to figure out what channels you're actually trying to keep. So that's the most important thing, because you're going to need the center channel. If it's got a center channel, you're going to need to retain the center channel. So you have to, equate for that. And, you have 12 inputs on a V12. So you have 15 speakers. So 3 of those speakers aren't going to be used. My guess is going to have to be something in the rear, or because you don't want to make it any more difficult. So just keep those things in mind. But yeah, that's going to be a fun one. That's going to be a lot of work. But yeah, like as it says, 1-to-1, 1-to-1.
Okay.
The 430 on the mid and tweet. Yes,
for sure.
Very much.
That's it.
Old amps aren't up to the task of new car electronics. No, they aren't. We ran into that. Best example of that is we had a gentleman that had a Q class, 1005, and we put it in his, he was on the fence. Do I keep it? Do I get a new one? And we put it in his like 2022 Chevy Silverado.
Yeah.
Chevy Silverado alternator sometimes decides it wants to charge at 15 volts. That amplifier is not designed to handle 15 volts, so it would lock the amplifier up. Kind of sucked. So what he ended up doing is taking the amplifier out, going with it. Luckily, we had the Metra GPS interface in it, or TSP interface, not GPS. And so it was just swap it out for a 5-channel and use that. So, Fang, AB or not AB, the theme tonight. No doubt. Way to go. I know, right? Dude, it's always hard to figure out a theme for these on Monday nights, like what to rename it. It's always fun. What dash cam, front and rear, would you recommend for a 2022 F-150? May get it down when you guys do my sound system. So we carry a couple different ones. Kenwood makes a really nice system that we carry. Obviously, we've done Thinkware before. And then you have the guys, what is it? The alarm company. What's that one? Blackview is a nice one. Why can't I think of it? It's you know what I mean? Momento, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yeah, but like,
But yeah, there's plenty of them out there.
There's plenty of them, and they're really good.
We stock the Kenwoods. So
stock the Kenwoods, yeah. We play with the Thinkware, and they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I click this? Just installed the Kicker 200 in my F-150. Wow, what an improvement. I haven't been this excited since I installed my Radio Shack 8-track and speakers. Thanks for pointing me in that direction. Hey, man, you're welcome. Fantastic. Honest question. What is the least expensive brand you feel can keep up with the more expensive brands you deal with when dealing with everyday users? So this is an interesting question. So I have a little different philosophy, more so than price and stuff like that. Like I don't go, okay, well, this brand, this price point, it's a good value and all this.
Thank you, Ada.
Yes, thank you. I don't really look at it like that. So for me, because we carry so many different brands, we're in a real unique place that I look at individual pieces of equipment. So for example, like the Kenwood 802.5.
Yeah.
It is very hard pressed to show me a 5-channel amplifier that can outperform for the price an 802.5. Everything about that amplifier is, I would almost call perfect. Okay, it has adequate enough power to do what we're doing. Yeah. So as long as you build a system around that, the size is easily enough to put anywhere we want it to, and the price is like, yeah, that's cool. It's not going to break the bank. Yes. Okay, so to me, that is
all the boxes.
that ticks boxes. So when I'm talking with somebody, that this is the piece that fits.
They don't want
that.
AV class.
Yes, they don't want AV class. But so, and what you do is a little bit harder because you're it's talking on the phone. It's people with preconceived ideas. Somebody's, I gotta have a 2,000 watt amplifier.
It's more distributed.
Well, no, well, I mean, it's a lot of like you don't necessarily get a chance to talk to these people about like that's a poor life choice.
Well,
so
yeah,
like, but okay, so there again, like there's and the other thing too is straight power amplifiers. I hate to say this, but I feel like straight power amplifiers are becoming a dime a dozen. Like there's so many straight power amplifiers out there anymore. What I mean by straight power is they have no DSP.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you get to the point to where it's like Oprah Winfrey, you get a 4-channel, you get a 4-channel, you get a 4-channel, you get a 4-channel. It's like
you only get 2 channels.
You only get a 2-channel. So what separates the two? And so when you look at like the higher end manufacturers, they're starting to get away from, like, they still make some straight power amplifiers, but they're either really high end straight power amplifiers or there's no straight power amplifiers at all. So like you look at Audison when we were talking with Ken, and it's like, Audison has SR line of amplifiers, and it's a small line of amplifiers. It's not like they went crazy on it.
Yeah.
Now, in that particular line, now when you look at the DSP line, it's huge. I mean, even the subwoofer amp has a DSP.
Yeah.
Now you go over to Helix, and there again, now Helix is competing in that straight power line because it has a bunch. I'm sorry, not Helix, Hertz. I was thinking Hertz.
Okay,
sorry.
I'm like,
H. The H screwed me up. You know how I am with that. When you look at Hertz, Hertz is dealing in straight power amplifiers, which I think is a hard market because it's like, here's a 500 watt amplifier, right?
Yeah.
So, or 1,000 watt amplifier. And I think the Europeans have a really hard time making mono amplifiers because they usually only make one amplifier. So it's like, here's a 500, 800, 1,000 watt amp. We're going to call it a 1x1000. And that's the only sub amp we're making. And you're like, okay, that's why Alpine and JL have made a 1x500 amplifier and have kicked everybody's ass for years because the Europeans don't even want to battle that. So they're like, it's not even worth us to get involved with that because, we can't make it for this price.
Right.
And now you look at it and you go, okay, well, here's all these other brands like, that are like making things more affordable. And it's like,
thank you, Javier.
I could sell you a 1,000 watt amp for the price of your 500 watt amp.
Right.
Now, should you still buy the 500 watt amp? Probably, because sometimes too much is too much. But it's a tough one to deal with.
On the, what kind of brand do you think is like?
What's the least expensive brand you feel can? Yeah. So I mean, when I look at that, for me, Kenwood, I feel ticks all the boxes for an inexpensive brand because you get a 2-year warranty. They make 2 5-channel amplifiers. They make 2 monoblock amplifiers. They make 2 4-channel amplifiers. It's very easy. Memphis is fantastic. Memphis also.
I like Power Bass.
I like Power Bass too.
Memphis is.
Well, no, I like the Memphis because Memphis. What's cool about the Memphis is it's a good price point and it has good size. You remember those things? Those things were cute and small. Yeah. So, and it's hard.
Yeah, but like Kenwood is the same thing. Kenwood has a good amplifier.
But there again, we're looking at it as tools. Okay, so Kenwood doesn't make a footprint like a Memphis amplifier because the Memphis amplifiers come out of the end like a power series.
And I agree.
Kenwood
Memphis still has a DSP and all that stuff.
Like I just had to quote out a Rockford Power T amplifier. And there again, when I look at the price and what I'm getting for it, I'm like, it's that much more. It's like, okay, so there again, Memphis might be more appealing. So it's hard to say, just like, hard to be too. Oh, dude, there is nothing that compares with a 200.4. Okay, you can't beat it. Now there again, even a key 500.1, in my mind, is a better move for 90% of the people out there that are trying to add a subwoofer for their car, because with the key lock built into it, and you put, so if a guy rolls in with a Honda Accord and he wants to put an amp, I got to sell him a 1,000 watt amplifier to get 500 watts out of it because of the way that signal is. There's no bass there at all. So I have to put a ton of power into it so that I can get any power out of it. Or I put a key 500.1 in it, DEQ that input, or output from the factory radio and bring it all back. I put real 500 watts to it. It's like, we've done this. We know that 500 watt amp will outperform a 1,000 watt amp in the same situation.
All right. So the JL 500/1.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You think?
Oh, it is. It, like I said, it flip flops between this and the Alpine. It goes back and forth. One year it's the Alpine 501, then it's the, because it's an affordably priced 500 watt amplifier.
What about
500 watt is a sweet spot.
The Bunch 500.1?
It just comes down to brand name.
Yeah,
it just comes down to brand name. The Prime 500 point. It just
solid.
Right, it is. Oh, there's no question about it.
Yeah.
But these two amplifiers, just because of market share, just kick ass and take names.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
It's just one of those things for sure. Hey, hold on, let me hide this. This next segment is brought to you by the fine folks at Arc Audio and the Moto line of products. I know some of you guys are sitting there going, man, Moto, like my motorcycle's packed up for the winter, bro. But that doesn't mean you can't work on it. That doesn't mean you can't plan for next year. And we got a surprise coming to you guys. Now, they just introduced the new bag lids, the cut-in bag lids, which are pretty exciting. So Arc Audio has those for those awesome Moto speakers that I can't wait to make a Bluetooth speaker out of. These guys right here. Oh, man. Like, oh, yeah. And they make the 6x9s. So fantastic. However, we have a new product that we're going to be talking about here hopefully next week.
Hey, Luis.
And I can't wait to show it to you guys. So head over to Arc Audio. Check out the new Moto line. I don't know if it's even up on the website yet, but new product. Like I said, we're going to have new Arc Audio products plenty. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Hello from another California, just closer to the water in San Diego. Just happened to be working on my truck audio. What do you think is the best setting for a kicker 200.4, -5, -10, or 0? So here's the thing. This is one of those really funny things. It really depends if you're running at high level or low level. Okay. So what I do with the 200.4 is a little bit more unconventional. All right. Because the reality is I'm not playing test tones and neither are you. All right. You're going to be playing audio. So when you set up a key 200.4, the last thing you do when you're all done with all the equalization is you start turning up the gains. Okay. Now, if you're high level, the high level input on that, there's a ton of gain getting through when you're in high level. Okay. So like there's a ton of gain. Most of the time when we're setting up a key 200.4, what we'll do is we'll play a dynamic piece of music at said volume. Like if we tuned it at 30, put it up to 30, and we're playing that dynamic music, and we're looking at those peak light indicators to see what's happening. And if I feel I need, this is the key. If I feel I need something more, most of the time you don't. Most of the time you're like, oh, damn, this is loud. I'm good. I almost wish I could turn it down some. Yeah. Okay. So don't worry about going back after this and, no, screw all that. Turn it up to 30, play your dynamic music and see where you're at. Is it loud enough? If it isn't loud enough, then you go back there and it's got the peak light on it and you start tapping it up a little bit and keep an eye on that peak light. Okay. Especially on the tweeters, if that's what you're using it for. And then that light comes on, turn it down a little bit to where it's like maybe, like that. Very little. I know. I'm just trying to verbally describe what it's doing.
That's how the amplifier does?
Yeah. And then the other thing you might have to do, and this is what happens sometimes, because sometimes like the highs are so intense and you're like, I wish I could bring more mid bass. Well, now, because they're both all the way down, you actually have to go, all right, well, I can't play it at 30. I'm going to have to turn it down to 25. And then I can turn my mid bass up, keep my tweeter down. And what I've done is I've just moved my 0 point, knowing that I can no longer play it at 30. I have to play it at 25, so I can adjust that. Because
irresponsible.
That's really it. If you're purely trying to tune something using a meter and lights and test tones, and screw all that. It isn't going to work. You're going to be disappointed, and you're going to be like, oh wow, something sounds weird. So, and there again, not all applications does this work. This is what we do on a Kicker 200.4. Not everything else. Don't try to apply this in any other world that you're living in. Okay, it's just this. So if it is high level, like I said, play some dynamic music, turn it up to 30, see where it's at. Okay, or whatever number you tuned it at. So you insert your number there. In 2008, I had an Alpine 5.1 surround system in my car to listen to concert DVD DTS 5.1 disc. Yes, the DVD head unit is gone, but still got the Alpine DTS amp. Can it work for a new 5.1 system? Do you still have the processor is the question, okay? Because that's, without the head unit, I don't think you're going to work, because I think that was a sealed system. Because nothing really has 5.1 surround in it in the aftermarket world to do that. Like, that was really cool back then. Surround was a thing. Dolby surround. Like, Kenwood made a unit that had a center channel and a subwoofer, which was really neat. No one ever used it. But without having all the pieces, I don't think it's going to work, because you need to be able to send the signal to the amplifier, and there's nothing that's doing that. So nobody has Dolby 5.1 surround built into it, or DTS for that matter. Afternoon.
Hey.
The Kicker LX is available. What is the benefit of getting the LX 850.1 than just using a Kicker IQ 500.1, Epicenter Micro, and a DD1? Thank you. Okay, a couple things. First off, the IQ 500.1 is built off of old technology. Okay, that in itself is enough for me to want to get rid of an IQ 500.1, because we talked about earlier in the show, some of the modern, now if you have an older vehicle, you're fine. But if you have a more modern vehicle, the Q class is not designed to work in a more modern vehicle electrical system. Some of these alternators are doing things that it's not capable of handling. That was one of the reasons why the amplifier had to slowly fade away. So the LX amplifier is built on Kicker's new topology and thought process, where that matters less and less. Like, it has a voltage swing, which is incredible, and you're going, holy crap, yeah, it'll do that. So there's that. Now, the Epicenter Micro is a fantastic piece. If you've already got this stuff, then obviously it makes no sense to change it. But if you're trying to decide, do I use my old and busted, or new hotness, I would go for the new hotness. Like, why not, right? Doesn't everybody want the new stuff? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Hey, guys. I don't know if this was already asked. Just got here. But did you guys release the Kicker unboxing out of order, or am I just missing part 1? No. So part 1 was released weeks ago, in part 1, and there's a link to it in the show notes. So if you go to part 2, where we're unboxing it, and just go down, the first sentence in the show notes is a link back to part 1, where we discussed the control panel. So what had happened is, when the amplifier got introduced at SEMA, and a bunch of people started talking about it, and then a lot of people were talking about the new control center. We'll call it the programmer, all right? And so we came out with a video to dispel a lot of the rumors that were coming out about it. So we went very deep into how it works, what it's supposed to do, the thought process behind it, why it's cool. And so we released that. And then a couple weeks went by, and then we released the full unboxing video, where we went and talked about every little nook and cranny on it. So that's when part 1 came out. So if you go back a couple weeks, you'll find it, and or just look in the show notes. There's a link to it. So one time I actually put a link in the show notes.
Very nice.
I know. I may slack imagination, but I don't know where to install amps in an F-body TA. How would you guys do it nowadays? The install I found online is either too sloppy or too fancy fab work. So what is an F-body TA? Because a TA in my mind is a Trans Am. So is that an F-body Trans Am? I don't know, right?
I don't know. What is an F-body?
F-B... F-body or F-body General Motors rear seat. That's from like 67 to 2002. What? Really? Is that a Camaro?
It's 90. An 80 and 90 Trans Am.
Oh, okay. Spare tire.
Spare tire?
Yeah. Yeah. Off to the side.
Okay. So you just build...
Yeah, just
something on the side.
Yeah, I mean, because no one needs a spare tire anymore. So, I mean, just...
Where's the spare tire?
Exactly. Just put it off to the side. Build a simple...
Nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing crazy. Just simple side mount. I mean, I've worked on them. It's like when people say E95 or some. It's like I just call it what it is. I don't know what that means. It's like I had a 5th gen Camaro. I didn't know what that meant. They kept saying, "Oh, you got a 5 jet." I go, "No, I have a Camaro." "Oh, it's a 5 jet." "What's a 4 jet?" You know.
Right. An 89 Camaro. Okay. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I can look that up. You know, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
sounds fantastic. But no, I just go in the passenger rear where the spare tire goes, and then put the cover back over it, and you won't even know you have stuff in there. Because everyone would put it on the hump. Everything went on the hump, and that's ugly. So put it off on the side. I mean, the real problem with the car is that it's just old, and the plastic's all crazy. And yes, didn't we all? Like, yeah. I mean, we did one not too long ago. Yeah, we did a service on one. Remember that giant Eclipse amp we took out of the side there? They had it in the spare tire side. You were like, "This is crazy." And I was like, "Yeah, I know." Either way, yes.
Sure. Okay.
I know.
It is crazy.
It is crazy. There was a guy that came up recently that had a white one. Like a really nice white one. Like I think he's the guy that was up here today with the F-250 that blew the 8-inch subwoofer. I think he's also got a TA. I got my Alpine Tesla amp installed with Focal Flax. Oh, okay. Tesla inside speakers along with 8s. Okay, JLs. Still need to figure out how to set gains per speaker. That's a good question. I mean, laptop is going to be my guess, but we didn't go deep into the software on that because when we obviously we could, but we were asked not to, so we didn't. But yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, that's all going to be by, turn it all the way down and start turning it up. A lot of ears going on there. A lot of ears. This is Pete. It says I have a 2019 Equinox as well. When I swapped out speakers for the likes 1-to-1 using a Pioneer D series, it sounded okay. I had a 3-inch mid up top and that whirled to the setup. Yeah. Fantastic. Hold on. Let's do this. Oh, okay. Sorry. Deed, I need to get an update picture with you guys since I lost 80 pounds. Wow, Bobby. Yeah, no doubt.
Wow.
I think we should just fly out to California.
Yeah.
I'm joking. Oh, yeah. Box in the hatch. Oh, God. How many boxes did I have to build for the back of that? Oh, whoa. That was crazy. Especially that square body one. The next generation rounded one was easier. I used to make this cool arced box that just dropped right into place and had 2 12s in it. But the old school one where it was like 50 tiny little pieces of just random shit. Oh God, it was horrible. And then Orion came out with a bandpass box and they sent you the schematics for it.
Oh, so they just send you the schematics?
Yeah. It was in the magazine. Remember the Orion magazines I had over here? One of those actually has the schematics to build a bandpass box for a Camaro. Oh. And that was the story I always tell because Bill Trigillas had built 3 of them one Saturday or one Friday. And he built it on and he took the next day off. And JJ sold them all. And he came back and he lost his shit because he was like,
"Of course, where is my?"
Yeah. And back then, neither one of them charged enough for their boxes. So he's like, "What did you?" He's like, "You sold all my boxes." And he's like, "Well, yeah, that's why you made them." And he's like, "No, I made them so I'd have them for when we do work." He goes, "Well, because he sold them all over the counter."
Wow.
And he was like, "Dude, don't do that." And he's like, "What do you mean, don't do that?"
That's what we're here for. We need to sell.
Well, yeah,
stuff.
but there again, it was the brains weren't always
okay. But you build something to sell it, not to keep it.
Well, yeah, that's the thought process there, but Bill didn't always think that way. So that's why Bill didn't want to work there much longer because Bill was like, "This is stupid.
I built this so you can keep it there."
Well, that's why you just didn't build inventory. Like I would build. So it was one of those things where, one of the things that was hilarious about that job is I'd have to build pre-built boxes. So I'd spend a week on and off building, when I had downtime, building pre-made boxes. And it was just order pre-made boxes. Oh, no, we can't do that. I'm like, what the frick is the difference? We just don't have time. I don't have time to be doing installs. And then when I have an hour left at the end of the day, I got to build, sometimes the logic just was not there. That's the joy of retail. Do you guys, you seem to use the Key 200.4 and the Blackbird a lot. Do you have a go-to solution for DSP amp between those two units? 250 to 1650 is a jump. Correct. And that is a problem. That is a big problem. That is a monumentally big problem because you're right. It's a huge jump.
Yeah.
And no, we don't. And it's one of the things that kind of is, it sucks. It really does. So I guess the middle ground for that would be like the audio control. You know, so like the Honda Accord, we did the audio control D5 1300 in because it was the half price point. So it was right kind of between those two. And it was like, so the audio control or something like that. Now, Helix has the M amplifiers, which are very similar in price to the audio control. But so there's those. The problem is they don't make a 5-channel.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, for sure. The JBL.
There again, not enough power because that doesn't do a sub. So
yeah, but
there again, it doesn't do a sub. It doesn't do a sub, and that's really not an upgrade from a key. So I don't even consider that. It's not what he's looking for. No.
What do you mean it's not a?
That's the same power as a key. Actually, that's less power than a key. It just has adjustability. Okay, so I mean, sure, if you just want an inexpensive 8-channel DSP, by all means, it's a fantastic one. You have the Infinity version of it.
Yeah,
that's fantastic also. But I mean, I don't know. That's not what I'm looking for. And he's asked what I'm looking for. That doesn't work for me.
Okay.
I don't want to. It still doesn't work for me, and I don't like that DSP. I really don't. It's my first DSP. It has crosstalk. It doesn't really sound that great. It's just an okay tool. I don't want to do it. Maybe the new one's better, but yeah, whatever. 2014 Venza Limited with factory JBL and factory nav. How can I add Apple CarPlay? Take out the radio and put a new radio in it.
Pretty much.
I mean, that's it. There's nothing you can do.
It's a new radio.
If it's just new radio, check out, metraonline.com. Here. There you go.
This is the place that you can find
remove
stuff.
Remove your thing. So there you go. This is where you find parts.
The first 3 is the ones that you're going to get you stuff. What year?
All of them.
All of them. What's up, Mike? Oh, what about Museway?
There you go. That might be a solution. So there again, distribution is their biggest problem.
Okay.
Like, do they have the stuff in stock? Is it available? Well, okay. So my dream is that somebody will come out with, a halfway point somewhere, somewhere that is, and there again, the audio control fits into that price point. I just like having more than one choice. I just have, I want more than one choice. And there again, we know probably by the end of this year, there'll probably be 4 options that'll be available to us within that price point. So it's just, we're not in a time right now where that's a doable thing. So we're getting there. We'll get there at some point. Because when we look at what is available at that price point, there's no big DSP companies there. Like, that's why I was excited about the 4.8 Pico. Because I want to see what the price point is on that to see if that's something that we can use in that scenario.
Yeah.
There again, picky. It happens. Not all of us can. Nighthawk is a 2-channel amplifier, no DSP.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. It don't like you either. That's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. What are we sponsoring? Okay.
The JBL, like 25 watts per channel.
Yeah, it's just not enough power. I mean, it's great. We use that amplifier in our test bench because it's,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it is. Let me just throw this one in here real quick since we'll give it a quick shout out. Head to focal-america.com. Pick up yourself some amazing speakers. I know we already covered them, but we got like 5 minutes left, so I'm going to throw them up there just to make it.
Just why not?
Yeah, just throw it up there. Stetson has a DSP? Really? Do they?
Everybody
DS?
has a DSP, bro.
It's got one band. Is that the one band?
No, that's the other one. That's that timpano. Timpano has a DSP and it has one band.
Oh, it has one band.
The only thing you need is one band.
That is the only thing you need.
That's it.
I have a Pioneer.
Nice track.
Is that good for bass? Maybe. Why not? I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
What's 45 watts per channel?
The amplifier. The
JBL?
Yes.
There you go.
It's not though.
It's not?
No, it's not 45 watts per channel. I mean, I could dyno it and show you it's not 45 watts per channel.
All right, let's do it.
Go for it.
Not right
Wake me when it's done. It doesn't matter. There again, it's a great my first DSP. I have nothing. I'm not selling that if I don't have to. The Zapco that Matt talked about is an option. You mean Chris? Chris talked about the Zapco.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like you say, the Helix amplifiers are good.
So here's the thing. Here's my struggle with all of this. Okay, when I look at this, like there's DSPs I want to use and DSPs I don't want to use. Okay, so I want a DSP that uses the big box of crayons, not the little box of crayons. Okay, and at that price point, what I end up with is, if I use the MuseWeight, there again, uses the Chinese software. Nothing bad about that. It's just real limited in what it can do. So what happens is I spend more time playing with an inferior DSP, whereas if I would have just, it takes me longer to get where I want to go. Whereas if I had a better DSP, if I'm using one of the better DSPs, I can get to the end faster. Okay. So sure, you save money on the product, but you're going to spend more money to pay me to tune it because it's going to take me longer. Okay. Because I have to press more buttons to get to the same damn place. So what I want is the better DSPs in a more affordable product. Probably never happen. I don't know. We got a long way to go in a short time to get there.
Okay. So you think because now DSPs are everywhere now, not like it used to be like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah, they're everywhere now.
It's going to become more affordable because not everybody has a DSP.
Well, okay, so yeah, but look at it like this. Okay, what has ever gotten more affordable just because there's more of them out there? Okay, like the cars that we're putting these in have not become more affordable.
No, but we just talk about like
No, but the reality is
speakers.
Nothing,
everybody makes 6.5 speakers, so it's like you're competing with.
But there again, the people making these people making speakers. Some of them are racing to zero, and that's perfectly cool. But let's look at automobiles, okay? So automobiles, you have they've never gotten any cheaper, okay? They don't get cheaper. Nothing gets cheaper. Things only get more expensive.
Okay, so just the high end is gonna get more expensive.
The high end, it's probably not gonna get any cheaper, So it's all okay. Here you go. Problem right here. Solved.
What?
Software development is a killer. It's a huge investment, and there again. So what you have is esoteric high-end DSPs where you have in-house development.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have somebody that is just buying a DSP. Like we talked to a manufacturer the other day that has a DSP coming out this year. And I said, "Are you developing it yourself?" And I got dude, man, we ain't got that kind of money.
Right.
We're buying off-the-shelf DSP, which is what everybody does with the exception of like 4 or 5 companies out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even Goldhorn, the most like, oh my gosh, I have a Goldhorn. It uses off-the-shelf Chinese DSP software.
Yeah.
So because they can't afford to make their own software.
Yeah.
So great. No, it's just it's a struggle. The struggle is real, right?
Yeah.
So
but we just talk about like, okay, so in between
So what you're going to end up with is an affordable DSP amplifier
that we already have
with software, yes, that already exists, with software that is like hard to use.
Yeah,
takes more time to adjust. Okay, not hard to use. Hard to when there's something better and you have to use something that's limited.
Correct.
That's what I mean by harder to use.
Yes,
because we have way more ability to do what we need to.
100%.
So. Yeah, nobody is trying to make it less while competitors make more. For sure. And there again, I don't want anybody to make it cheaper. I don't want the software to become any cheaper.
No, I don't either. I just feel like that is going to happen because now everybody is like, yeah, man, you can buy mine. And it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
No. So yes.
Look at this. For example, like white box radios. Now we're competing with them because customers think that they have the same thing as a high-end radio.
Yes.
Right? And they go buy it online and they're like, oh man, this is the same thing. So that is going to happen for our DSPs.
It already does. It already does.
Because we already have plenty of them.
Yes.
But
okay, so there's a phrase. It's called buyer beware.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This morning,
mm-hmm.
I was looking at Instagram and I saw a tool. And I was like, this tool is awesome. I
mm-hmm.
want this tool.
Mm-hmm.
And it was $50. And I was like, I was almost ready to hit buy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I said, hold on. And I went in and I make, model, everything. Went to Amazon, copied it in there.
Mm-hmm.
Same exact tool,
mm-hmm.
same exact manufacturer, everything on it. And it was $25. Okay. And I was like, what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Same manufacturer, same tool, everything. It's just $50 on Instagram. It
mm-hmm.
was $25 over here, which means it's $25. It's always $25. This is a third-party reseller that's buying it for $25 and selling it for $50. I have no problem with that. I have
mm-hmm.
no problem with that. But that's buyer beware. Okay, if I'd have paid $50 for it, it would have been like I wouldn't have gone any further. It just would have paid $50 for it. Okay, but features are important.
Yeah.
So when you buy something and you're
especially
hoping
on the DSP.
Yeah, especially on DSP, and you're hoping it's going to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you don't know what you don't know, you buy it and it's the greatest thing ever. Like I've always said, it's like, oh, this is the most amazing cracker I've ever eaten.
Correct.
Oh, it's so great.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until someone hands you a Ritz and you go, or a club, and you go, what is this?
Yeah.
Now that thing's just like, I don't want that cracker anymore. I want these crackers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And God forbid they hand you a bagel chip, because now you're just like, oh my God, like
this is gold. Yeah.
So, there's nothing wrong with buying X product that has simple DSP software.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. And it's fine. But you also, if they're in there again, sometimes when you look at the more expensive DSP software in-house developed, that it's hard software to use. It's not for everybody. Fusion 360. Okay. Fusion 360 is
the hardest software
It's the hardest software in the world to use.
Whoever's going to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's no, it's
okay.
not.
So you're over there trying to learn Fusion 360, which is what you need to do. I'm over here just trying to learn.
Thank you so much for the 10, man.
I'm just over here trying to learn how to create what we need to create before you
trying to learn how to speak English.
Right. Well,
and it's like, it's hard.
I'm trying to create the things we need to create without using Fusion 360.
Yeah.
Okay. So that when we're ready to, we can easily transition over to it. So there's always these obstacles in the way. I would love for Arca Audio to come up with a 5-channel amplifier with the software that they have at the price point that I want to be at.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to happen because it costs a fortune to make this DSP software.
Exactly, because of the components that
right.
As a big manufacturer, you're not going to put cheap components.
No. Why do you need to lower your standards?
Correct. I agree.
And that's what these radio manufacturers are fighting right now.
So when for example, like right here, Ada said,
let me answer this really.
Okay, go for it.
Want some Morel components for the front 2A or 3-way. I don't mind spending more. So check out there's two speakers I want you to check out. The new Virtus 603s or the new Virtus Sensus. So it's 63s.
The new Sensus
63s or Virtus 63s.
Yes.
Check them both out. 3-way for sure. Look at the mid-range. They're two totally different mid-range, a little bit different shape. See which one works best for your application. But yeah, they're fantastic.
So for example, like Ada says, the white box radios, they're getting better.
No, they're not. It's a false. They're not getting better.
Correct.
What's happening is the cheaper parts that they normally use are no longer available. So they're being forced to use better components. It's still the minimal amount necessary in order to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the cheap things, which we know because some of the manufacturers that use these cheap components are like, we can't get these components anymore.
Yeah.
So they, like our manufacturers, are being forced to use a better product. So are they getting better? They're only getting.
Thank you.
They're only getting better because there's no cheap way to do it.
Yeah.
So will they eventually catch up with some of the quality? It has nothing to do with the quality of the components.
Yeah.
It has to do with the software inside of them. Kenwood, JVC, Alpine, Sony, all of these guys, and even Pioneer, they spend money to develop these softwares. These softwares have taken years and years to design and to perfect and to get moving. Like, you know, you look at a Kenwood radio from 20 years ago and you compare it to a Kenwood radio today, and you could see you could see where they were and where they came, and you could, this is just a better version of that. Okay. You don't do enough to them, Dean. The software's getting better. Whatever.
No, you know what? And yes, we don't do at all. We don't do none.
Because I don't want the headache.
Now, the people they come over here.
I read your I don't care for that either.
Okay, but the people they come over here asking for help because they have this piece of radio they bought online, they have these problems. So this is the reason why we're like, you know what?
Right. We're supposed to be their lifeline because they have no instruction manual.
Correct. Now it's like
that.
It's hard.
No, but there again, listen, you pay for the software, you pay for the tech support, you pay for an instruction manual. As soon as they figure that out, they win. Yeah. That's it. A little better software, an instruction manual, and somebody that can help. They're gonna win. Of course they're gonna win. Why would they not? They're almost there. I'm not saying they can't get there. They can totally get there.
Yeah,
it's just sure. They're not there yet. Are they going to? Yeah, probably. Because I mean, they're again. Why would they not?
But what you need to get soon is going to be this. This is a tag that says on to the next one.
Could have waited till Monday.
No,
I mean, hopefully we'll have them available on Monday.
We have 100 people watching, so there you go, right there.
It's keychains.
It's a key change. It's nice. It's the wire ruler, and then the other side says on to the next one.
Best of both worlds.
Exactly. So you can be cool.
Yeah, we'll have them hopefully up on Facebook Marketplace for you to buy by Monday. So $10 shipped.
$10.
So, anyways, check out your IRTA2s, DNF tool drawer.
Jet tags are fun.
I'll pay $5 for
that. That would be 10.
That'd be 10. I gotta ship these things. Jet tags are fun. They are.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, they are. They're cool. And there again, it's what it is. Yeah. Hey guys, that's it for today. That's it for the show. Thank you much for tuning in. We'll be back Monday to answer more questions. And hey, AB class all the way. Thank you guys so much for being part of the show. You guys asked fantastic questions today. I appreciate that. I love you, team. We fight later. Okay. We probably will. So anyways, thank you so much. We'd like to thank our good friends at Arc Audio Control, Mosconi, Gladen, Focal for being part of the show and taking us along with us. Make sure to tune in Monday where we find out who the Clean Wire winner of the week is, brought to you by the fine folks at Kenwood.
That's right.
And if you haven't registered for Master Tech, please go register for Master Tech. We want to see you there. It's going to be the best show. Make sure to tune in.
Bye, guys.
Yep. Bye. Fade to black.